Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli, and I'm also the CEO and co-founder of NatureCity, having started the company over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth, and since then it's been our pleasure to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. We're going to be talking about an issue today that's affecting a lot of people, which is why fish oil prices are rising and how to get the most from your omega-3 supplement. We know omega-3s are so important for our health, so we definitely want to make sure we're getting enough of them, and we're going to talk about the best way to do that today. So if you are taking a fish oil supplement and you've seen the price increase significantly, or it's no longer available, it's probably because of what's happening in the Peruvian anchovy fishery, which is the largest supplier of fish oil to the supplement industry. Now, I've heard from other companies that the cost of raw material, crude oil, fish oil, for use in supplements has increased 3 to 4 times in the past year. And the unfortunate news is it looks like more increases may be coming. So what's going on in Peru and why is this happening? Well, every so often, the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Peru experiences an El Nino event. So this warms the waters and pushes the adult anchovy fish, or biomass as it's called in the industry, pushes the anchovies, the adult anchovies, away from the fishing areas that are accessible to commercial fishing fleets, right? The fishing fleets can really only go so far off the coast and be able to get back with whatever they catch. So that, they only have there's only a certain distance they can go, and the fish have moved away and further away from that distance. So basically, in the middle of this year, the Peruvian authorities, who do a good job managing the fishery there, they outright canceled the mid-year anchovy fishing season, right? So they did this because most of the fish that were still in the fishing grounds were juveniles, right? And it doesn't make sense to harvest juveniles because they have very little fish oil to offer. And then if you harvest them, it really complicates matters in ensuing years, which you don't want to do if you're concerned about sustainability. So canceling this season really put pressure on prices, and as the supply became even more limited in the fish oil market. Now, they recently opened the fishery for a late year fishing season, and real hopes are really high that the market, that the fishing catch was going to bounce back. What they found, and it's almost over, I think it'll end here in a couple of weeks, it's been unfortunately really disappointing because the fish they are catching are actually very lean, right? Fatty fish contain more oil. The fish they're catching in this late season catch are actually very lean. So the oil yields have been very, very low. So this is going to cause more fish oil market turmoil as we head into the new year and beyond. So further price increases are likely. Now, the last time Peru had a significant El Nino event was about 10 years ago. And we at NatureCity were getting our fish oil from the Peruvian fishery. And after it was over, I said, you know what? I don't want NatureCity customers to have to go through this again. It's just too disruptive, as folks who are sourcing from that area now see. There's an old sports saying, the best ability is availability. And I wanted a high-quality fish oil that was consistently available, and I'll add another ability, which is sustainability, which is also important to many of us. So our TrueOmega 3 product, to me, is the perfect fish oil supplement for you because not only does it combine availability and sustainability, but also usability, meaning it's very unlikely you experience any unpleasant, fish oil burping or unpleasant repeating. In fact, it was shown in a published research study that adding this delivery system to the fish oil resulted in a 6 times increase in the bioavailability of EPA and DHA over a 24-hour period. And this is compared to taking the same fish oil without this delivery system. So that's a big, big increase, so you don't have to take mega doses of our TrueOmega 3 supplement to achieve desired levels of EPA and DHA in your body, which is also great for sustainability, right? Because you don't have to use as much, as well as being great for your wallet, and also gives you less pills to take. So really a win-win. And to top it all off, the fish oil we're now using in TrueOmega-3 also happens to be one of the purest in terms of contaminant levels, as well as being the freshest. When we say freshest, we mean it has very little potential for oxidizing. Okay, this is really important because when omega-3s oxidize, they lose their potency. And you may be taking a product that where omega-3s oxidize, and you may not even know it. So that's why I really say NatureCity's True Omega-3 is the total package when it comes to fish oil supplements. So just to give you a few more details, the fish oil we use is from Alaskan Omega, and I really believe they do just about everything perfectly, checking all the boxes we could ever want from a fish oil supplier. They're really terrific. As you can tell from the name, the oil is not from the Peruvian anchovies. It's from Wild Alaskan Pollock. It's a codfish family, which comes from one of the best managed and most sustainable fisheries in the world, which is the Alaskan Bering Sea. Now, to give you a sense of how well managed it is, each year only about 50% of the fish needed to maintain the fishery are harvested. In other words, they can almost be catching twice as many fish and still be able to keep the levels at sustainable, keep the fish population at sustainable levels. So very, very healthy fishery at current levels. And they also do a great job, if you're interested in this type of thing, of how to catch the fish, right? They don't do any of the bottom trawling that really disrupts the sea bottom or ocean bottom. They do mid-level catches. And, there are over 400 species of fish in the Bering Sea, so you don't want to be pulling up fish that you're not going to use. The way they do it, they get 99% of the catch. 99% of the catch is the wild pollock, and only 1% is other species, which really is probably the best you could really do. Now, also important, the Alaska Omega fish oil is an upcycled product, okay? After the fish is caught and filleted for human food consumption, you may go to your supermarket and you'll see in the frozen food section, wild Alaskan pollock fillets being sold. Well, after they fillet the fish, the remaining trimmings are where the oil used in our supplements comes from, where it's extracted from. There are no fish being caught solely for use in fish oil supplements. Alaska Omega is basically making use of the scraps, so the entire fish gets used. I read a comment recently that suggested you have to kill 50 fish to make a bottle of fish oil. Now, I have no idea if this statement has any merit at all or whose fish oil they were referring to, but I can tell you with 100% certainty, no fish are being killed to make a bottle of True Omega-3 for the reasons I just described. Which is a great add to the sustainability story of Alaska Omega fish oil. Now, Alaska Omega also shines, as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to purity. They use a multi-step filtration process they developed over 30 years to remove, toxic heavy metals, PCBs, dioxins, and many other pollutants that we don't want in our fish oil. And plus, they also in this filtration process end up delivering better sensory characteristics by removing things like fishy odors. Now, what I personally love and something many other brands don't talk about much is the Alaska Omega fish oil is the freshest in the industry. Again, when we talk about fresh, we mean it has a very low oxidation potential, okay? As I mentioned earlier, if fish oil gets oxidized and the omega-3s are basically compromised, they really have no value to you. And with Alaska Omega, the oxidation potential is so low, it's actually about 5 times better than what the acceptable industry standard is. So, really, really high quality product. And again, it just matters because, you don't want to buy a product that, you take it and it doesn't work and you really have no idea. Well, what happened was the omega-3s got oxidized. Very little risk of that with Alaska Omega fish oil that we use in True Omega-3. Now, as I mentioned briefly, the other half of the story is we pair the Alaska Omega fish oil with the AquaCell enhanced delivery system. I'll touch on this quickly, but if you want to hear the full story, listen to the interview I did I think it was episode 29, with the inventor of the Aquacell technology, which is George Kokinas, a brilliant guy who really invented a brilliant technology, and that was episode 29. But very quickly, since our digestive system is water-based and oil and water don't mix, our bodies need to do extra work to digest fats and oils. This is why we're encouraged to take fish oil after a meal, because that's when your body is in fat digestion mode. You don't have to worry about this with the Aquacell and TrueOmega 3 because it does the emulsifying work, which is what your body normally has to do, and gets the fish oil ready for digestion so you can absorb more of the EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. And these benefits were demonstrated in a published research study, a really nice study, a large study that was really well conducted. And it combined Alaska omega-3 fish oil and Aquacell. Essentially the same formula we have in TrueOmega-3. I think we use a little more fish oil. You get a little more omega-3s with our product, but essentially the same combination, same formula was used in this study. And adding Aquacell increased the absorption and bioavailability of the EPA and DHA omega-3s by 6 times on average over 24 hours compared to taking the fish oil without this enhanced Aquacell delivery system. Okay. And even better, because I know there's a big complaint, people take fish oil. Aquacell really helps eliminate any fishy burping or repeating you may get after you take your fish oil supplement. So again, 6 times increase, which is incredibly impressive. And just think about how meaningful that is for you. We're regularly being told to increase our omega-3 intake because of the many health benefits. But now a single serving of True Omega-3 may be all you need to reach targeted amounts of EPA and DHA in your blood. You'd have to take multiple servings of regular fish oil to come close to what you can experience with True Omega-3 because of the Aquacell technology that allows more EPA and DHA to reach your bloodstream and be more bioavailability to where it's ready and available to use by your body to help support your health. So you can do more with less with True Omega-3, which adds to the fish oil sustainability concept we've been discussing. It kind of all fits together, which is why, we're really excited and think that True Omega-3 is the perfect and ideal fish oil supplement to use for people who are concerned about all these issues. Each serving of True Omega-3 consists of 2 soft gels, gives you a total of 975 omega-3 fatty acids. 910 milligrams of this are the more desired EPA and DHA, which are the most important omega-3s and have been shown to provide the most significant health benefits. Plus, of course, in addition to the fish oil, you get the Aquacell system to enhance the absorption and bioavailability by up to 6 times. Again, of course, results are going to vary. In the study, it was an average of 6 times. I say up to 6 times because, some people may be less, but certainly can make a dramatic impact on the potency of the supplement you're taking. Now, we suggest 1 serving a day to use, or you can use as recommended by your healthcare practitioner. A good way to monitor your progress, is with the omega-3 index, simple blood test. It really just measures what percent of the fats in your blood are EPA and DHA. So it's a good way to track how your supplement's helping you. And you may find with the Aquacell and True Omega-3, maybe you don't need 2 True Omega-3 soft gels. Maybe 1 is enough to help you maintain where you need to be. And that's because it's just so much more powerful than regular fish oil. So you can find True Omega-3 at NatureCity.com. Be sure to give it a try. I really think it's the ideal fish oil for all as a supplement for all the reasons mentioned here. And that's it for this week's episode. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future episodes. You can also listen to the podcast on your favorite streaming services. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you can also go to NatureCity.com and sign up for our email list. If you do that, each week you'll get an alert when a new podcast episode drops, so you really can keep up to date on what's happening in the ingredient and supplement world. So this is Carl Perdelli, and I will see you next week.